Hello class, I'm very happy to be with you, and I'm very excited to share my thoughts on a very important social topic. Carl Sagan once said, "The illegality of cannabis is outrageous, an impediment to full utilization of a drug which helps produce the serenity and insight, sensitivity and fellowship is so desperately needed in this increasingly mad and dangerous world." I believe everyone should vote for marijuana to be legalized. If you are wondering why I feel that way, listen to these impactful statistics. 1. America spends $7.7 billion per year on marijuana arrests. 2. There has never been a recorded death from marijuana. 3. Prohibiting marijuana has created an increase in drug use. And 4. Prohibiting marijuana has created the inability for law enforcement to focus on more serious crimes, like rape or murder. In an article called "The Budgetary Implications of Marijuana Prohibition," Jeffrey A. Meyer noted, revenue from taxation of marijuana sales would range from $2.4 billion per year if marijuana were taxed like ordinary consumer goods, to $6.2 billion if it were taxed like alcohol or tobacco. Alright guys, today I'm going to share with you about how legalizing marijuana can help the economy, America's people, and law enforcement. I will also address some common concerns that people have about legalizing marijuana. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you know someone who suffers from chronic pain? Someone who has or has had cancer before, or someone who is unemployed and can't find a job? Do you find yourself in one of these categories? Well, today I'm going to tell you guys why legalizing marijuana is important and how it can benefit you and the rest of the citizens of America. Marijuana prohibition has hurt America's economy. It has hurt America's economy because it costs $7.7 billion a year to enforce marijuana laws, but it also costs American prisons $1 billion a year to house criminals with marijuana charges. That's $8.7 billion a year just to enforce marijuana laws. That can be used on schools and programs that we have cut in recent years. Prohibiting marijuana has also negatively impacted the economy and the job market. Prohibiting marijuana has created loss of thousands of job opportunities for American people, which means that is a negative hit because it is taking away money that citizens can earn to help the economy. With the legal marijuana industry being worth over $50 million a year, that means that America is losing $50 million a year from marijuana prohibition. Marijuana prohibition has also negatively impacted American citizens. With the prohibition of marijuana, drug use has actually gone up in America instead of down. Marijuana prohibition has also ruined countless lives of American citizens. One man, John Knock, who has been incarcerated for 16 years, was given life without parole for allegedly selling marijuana. What I don't understand is, there's people that hurt people or kill people that get a max of 20 years and an average of 11. How could a man selling a drug that is harmless get life without parole? Citizens with cancer are also impacted negatively because they cannot get the marijuana they need to help them through their chemo treatment. It has also created a negative impact on American citizens because the decrease of public safety from the war on drugs and the violent black market. Prohibiting marijuana has created negative impacts for America's law enforcement. Prohibiting marijuana has caused less focus by law enforcement on serious crimes like rape and murder. The war on pot also encourages bad and even illegal police practices by law enforcement, like paying an informant, or police brutality. The prohibition on pot has also decreased public safety because of the war on drugs and the violent black market. Prohibiting marijuana has also created a turmoil between the cops and the communities they serve. So I say we should legalize marijuana so cops can go into their neighborhoods and get a smile instead of a stare. Alright guys, so here's my plan. I believe the only way that we can stop these problems is by legalizing and regulating marijuana use. My plan consists of 3 parts: legalization, taxation, and regulation. In order for this plan to succeed, the American government must hit all 3 areas, or the plan will fail. My goal of this plan is for the American government and the American citizens to be happy with legalization of marijuana, and they have the ability to benefit from it. This is what it means to use legalization effectively. Now I want to help you understand why legalizing marijuana will help solve all these problems. Let's talk about part 1 of my plan, legalization. If America legalizes marijuana, the government can use its money that it earns from legalization on schools and other areas that were greatly impacted by the recession or marijuana enforcement. Citizens will also be able to use marijuana for its medical purposes, and marijuana has been proven to be a safer alternative to tobacco and alcohol, which means the health of American citizens will go up with the use of marijuana and the legalization of it. Legalizing marijuana can also create thousands of jobs for unemployed Americans because it is opening a whole new area of jobs for American people. Legalizing marijuana will also help law enforcement focus on serious crimes that hurt serious victims, because law enforcement will not be focused on arresting thousands and hundred thousands of people every year just on marijuana laws in possession. Let's talk about part 2 of my plan, taxation. If we tax marijuana like we should, we can earn approximately $2.4 billion if marijuana was taxed like consumers' goods today, like CDs, MP3 players, and stoves. We can also earn $6.2 billion if marijuana was taxed like alcohol and tobacco is today. That's $8.6 billion a year just from marijuana tax in America. The marijuana tax has a chance to go up every year, like in Colorado. In 2011, the marijuana tax for the state was $1.2 million. In 2012, it was approximately $1.5 million a year. So you can see that if we choose to tax marijuana, we will get an increasingly more amount of tax dollars from it every single year that we choose to tax it. Let's talk about part 3 of my plan, regulation. If we choose to regulate marijuana like we do alcohol, this will make marijuana unavailable for adolescents and teenagers to get a hold of. That means that American drug use will go down. Also, if someone who chooses to give marijuana to someone who is under the age of 21 or 18, whatever the government chooses, they will face legal action, just like alcohol. Regulating marijuana will also cause a negative impact in the war on drugs and the violent black market. Public safety will go up if marijuana is regulated because of this negative impact of the war on drugs. Regulating marijuana can also generate $13 billion a year for America to spend on our schools and programs that we have cut in recent years. Regulating marijuana will also bring the hemp industry back, and that will also generate millions of tax dollars that we desperately need in America. Some of you may be asking me, Alex, why would we legalize marijuana? Isn't it harmful for your lungs and we already have something that's legal that already does that? Well, a study was done by the American Medical Association to disprove that opposing argument. According to this study, the effective loss in lung use was experienced by tobacco smokers, and that was expected. But in marijuana smokers, there was actually apparently positive effects, and unexpected lung capacity was actually increased. Harmful long-term effects was yet to be seen in the smokers. So you can see by the study that marijuana is actually good for your lungs, and tobacco smoke is very bad for your lungs. I spoke with you guys today about why legalizing marijuana is important. Let me again stress, marijuana prohibition has created a negative impact, not a positive one. Let me also stress that I strongly believe what we need to do to stop these unnecessary problems is to legalize, tax, and regulate marijuana. Legalization can save America billions of dollars in marijuana law enforcement and unwasted tax dollars. America could make over $13 billion a year if taxed correctly. That would save our schools, our jails, and our teachers would be paid more. We must regulate this like alcohol. Make it unavailable to teens to stop drug use. Legalizing it can help millions of people medically and recreationally. Here's what I want everyone to do. Do some research. Look at all the benefits that marijuana can have on the American economy and its people, and all the problems that can suffice if we legalize marijuana. If you feel like I do, talk to your city council. They will listen to you, and every person counts. And also, always vote yes. We need you to get marijuana legalized today. Prohibiting marijuana has created so many unnecessary problems for America. What we need to do is stop these unnecessary problems by legalizing, taxing, and regulating marijuana use. Please vote yes. You don't know how many millions of people you will be helping with a simple check mark. As you guys can see, I am very passionate about legalizing marijuana. I am glad that I was able to share these ideas with you. Thank you for your time.